Women can't lead. Women can't win!
There is something more dangerous in this world than a humiliated man. A nasty woman.
I wanna hear you calling my name like, hey mama, mama, hey mama. The hours, we keep a fadeaway shot cause we ballin' and spittin' up Patron every hour. Look mama, ow, you just like the flowers. Tell you the truth with all that goody power. Cause you spin my head right round, right. You don't need a friend, boy, you're the man. Well done! Well done!
First time?
Yeah, you?
No, not my first time.
A shortcut to the chum bucket. That must be for me. This isn't the chum bucket.
Lovely. Put a finger down if you've ever been forced to marry your hot enemy to keep an alliance between the two most powerful covens in the world. So naturally you decide to poison him. And one night after dinner you give him a glass of wine and you go to turn around when his hand grips your thigh, forcing you to look at him. And he says, "Come, sit," and beckons to his lap. So you sit, knowing he'll figure out what you've done if you try to flee. And then he takes a glass of wine and brings it to your lips, his other hand gripping the back of your neck. And you drink, thinking maybe there's time to find an antidote. His eyes watch your throat swallow the entire time, blazing with anger. And then he takes his thumb, drags it across your bottom lip, and brings it to his own mouth. He looks at you and swallows. And then he says, "Try that again," his face inches from yours, "and I'll have you begging I just poison you." And then he winks and says, "Antidote's in the kitchen." Like, I've had wine before, so maybe I could say a potion?
Oh my god, he's dead? No!
Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of the fantasy world that I will be immersing myself in for the next 1 to 2 hours so that I can fall asleep. This evening, we're headed to England, where I've just enrolled as an international student at Oxford University in their medieval and modern languages doctoral program. The work is hard, but I enjoy it, and everything would be going absolutely perfectly if it weren't for the arrogant, annoying, and unfairly attractive man who sits right next to me in class, and with whom I am constantly competing to have the highest grades. One night, we both end up studying late in the library, so late in fact that we're the only ones there. I begrudgingly ask for his help translating a particularly difficult ancient text, and he comes over to give it, an annoying little smirk on his face. Even as aggravated as I am that I needed his help in the first place, I can't help but notice his strong jaw and the curve of his lips and the way his hair catches the lamplight. He's able to translate the text and begins to read it aloud, but then the letters start to glow and a portal opens in the library and we are sucked in.
I can't talk right now. I'm sitting in the bedroom of the deadliest coven in the world, wearing a translucent nightgown when someone forcefully knocks on my door and barges in. And who is it but my hot enemy who's been pestering me this entire time about practicing my magic? And he walks over to me and standing right above me says, "I'm here under the commander's orders to protect the asset." And I scoff and say, "The asset?" And he says, "I'm sorry, what would you prefer, spoiled princess?" And his hand tightens to a fist and he goes to turn away when I say, "Aren't you supposed to pledge your loyalty to me?" And he turns around, his eyes dark, and he questions, "And how do you suppose I do that?" And I whisper, "Kneel." And he blinks and swallows hard, but slowly he bends to his knees, his eyes glancing towards the fallen strap of my nightgown. And he says, "The next time I'm kneeling in front of you, this won't be in the way." And then he readjusts my strap, gets up, and walks away. You could imagine my surprise. All right, gotta go, okay? I'm busy here.
I'm not sure where that came from. I have no experience with home invasion.